Assalamu alaikum and a very pleasant morning, girls. Today I'll start with Macbeth. Okay. Uh, Act 5 Scene 1 is prescribed for you, but I'll tell you the summary of this play. Okay. Because then only you people will understand the whole thing. Is it clear? Okay. The rise and fall of a great man. Macbeth. Shakespeare's inspiration. Shakespeare got his idea for Macbeth from Raphael Holinshed's Chronicle, the most popular book of British history of Shakespeare's days. That is, what made him to write Macbeth. That is, he inspired from Raphael Holinshed's Chronicle. Okay, so that he has started writing Macbeth. Is that clear, ma? Okay. Witchcraft in Shakespeare's day. Many people believed in the power of witches in Shakespeare's day, especially King James I. King James became the King of England in the year 1603. Shakespeare knew very well of King James' superstition. Therefore, he wrote Macbeth, a full play of elements of evil, which is, girls, yes or no? Ghost, we say, right? That is witches who comes to take revenge. Okay, those days, in Shakespeare's days, in Shakespeare period, that is especially in the King James I era, that time the witches are very famous. Okay, they used to believe superstitions. So that made him, Shakespeare, to write Macbeth, a full play that is full of elements of evils. Okay, bad things. Is it clear? Okay. Then we'll see the plot, that is the summary of the Macbeth. The action of the play takes place in northern Scotland and England. As the tragedy of Macbeth opens, the Scottish army is battling invading forces and King Duncan wants a victory. That is, King Duncan wants to win. Okay, Macbeth was his army general. Is it clear? The play begins with the brief appearance of a trio of witches and then moves to a military camp where the Scottish King Duncan hears the news that his generals Macbeth and Banquo have defeated two separate invading armies, one from Ireland led by the rebel MacDonald and one from Norway. Following their pitched battle with these enemy forces, Macbeth and Banquo encounter the witches as they cross the moor. The witches prophesy that Macbeth will be made Thane, a rank of Scottish nobility, of Cawdor, and eventually King of Scotland. They also prophesy that Macbeth's companion Banquo will beget a line of Scottish king, although Banquo will never be king himself. The witches vanish and Macbeth and Banquo treat their prophecies skeptically until some of King Duncan's men come to thank the two generals for their victories in battle and to tell Macbeth that he has indeed been named Thane of Cawdor. The previous Thane betrayed Scotland by fighting for the Norwegians, and Duncan has condemned him to death. Macbeth is intrigued by the possibility that the remainder of the witches' prophecy that he will be crowned king might be true, but he is uncertain what to expect. He visits with King Duncan and they plan to dine together at Inverness. Macbeth's castle that night. Macbeth rides ahead to his wife, Lady Macbeth, telling her all that has happened. Now, in this scene, that is, the scene opens with battle. There is Scotland and the England. They are battling. Okay, and in that, the Scottish and the, King Duncan wants victory, wants to win. Okay, is it clear? In that, Macbeth was his army general. Macbeth and Banquo, the two persons. Okay, and they battle and they wins also. Okay, after that, what they think, King Duncan will deceive them. So he, that is Macbeth, wants to save his place. Okay, and that night in his castle, that is in his room, what is doing? He is writing a letter to his wife, Lady Macbeth. Okay, telling her all that has happened. That is everything what happened in that battle. Everything he is telling. Is that clear, ma? Okay. We will see the main characters. Macbeth, protagonist. Protagonist, central character. Okay. Ambitious army general in Scotland. Very ambitious. Okay, he is very particular about his work. Okay. Lady Macbeth, that is wife of Macbeth. King Duncan, king of Scotland. Then Malcolm, oldest son of King Duncan, Prince of Cumberland. Okay. Dunalbion, youngest son of King Duncan. Banquo, army general, good loyal friend of Macbeth. Banquo and Macbeth are both a friend, very true friend. Macduff, Scottish nobleman and lord of Fife, known for his wisdom and integrity. And three witches. These are the main characters. Is it clear? Then the plot. While crossing the stormy countryside after the battle, Macbeth and Banquo encounter a trio of witches. The Wyatt sisters make this prediction. Macbeth will earn noble title, Banquo will produce a line of king, Macbeth will be king of Scotland. Then the witches vanishes and a messenger appears to tell Macbeth that King Duncan has just given him a noble title. Now, after the battle, Macbeth and Banquo are going somewhere. That time, a trio that is three witches appears, and they predicts that Macbeth will earn noble title. And Banquo, his friend, will produce a line of kings, and Macbeth will be king of Scotland. These three things they says. Who? The witches. Is it clear? Then the witches vanishes, they disappear. And after some time, a messenger appears to tell Macbeth that what? King Duncan has just given him a noble title. That is, one thing which is predicted by the witch has come true. Is it clear? Okay. All Macbeth can think about is the sister's final prophecy and the thought that he might become king. That is, here in this thing, that first prediction was true, right? Yes or no? Now, in the later scene, Macbeth thinks that the third one, Macbeth will be king of Scotland. So, he's thinking that he might become king. Is it clear? Okay. Macbeth said to his wife about witches' prophecies, that is the prediction of witches. One day, King Duncan decides to visit Macbeth Castle. Here, Lady Macbeth suffers none of her husband's uncertainty. She desires the kingship for him and wants him to murder Duncan in order to obtain it. What Lady Macbeth is thinking? Lady Macbeth desires that her husband should become a king of Scotland. So what what she is doing, she wants to murder Duncan in order to obtain the kingship. Is it clear? When Macbeth arrives at Inverness, she overrides all of her husband's objections and persuades him to kill the king that very night. He and Lady Macbeth plan to get Duncan's two chamberlains drunk so they will black out. The next morning, they will blame the murder on the chamberlain, who will be defenseless, as they will remember nothing. While Duncan is asleep, Macbeth stabs him. Despite his doubts and a number of supernatural portents, including a vision of bloody dagger, when Duncan's death is discovered the next morning, Macbeth kills the chamberlains ostensibly out of rage at their crime and easily assumes the kingship. That is, Duncan's son Malcolm and Donalbain flee to England and Ireland respectively, fearing that whoever killed Duncan desires their demise as well. Now, Lady Macbeth wants to murder Duncan, then only they will receive that kingship. Okay, and when Lady Macbeth meets Macbeth, they decides to kill King Duncan. Okay, one day what they are doing, they are going to King Duncan's castle and they stabbing with knife. Okay, they stab King Duncan and murders. Is that clear? Then what happens? Duncan's two sons, Malcolm and Donalbain, was very fear of, because whoever murdered the father, the king, they want to kill the son also. So, in that fear, they flee to England and Ireland. Is it clear? Fearful of the witch's prophecy that Banquo's heirs will seize the throne, Macbeth hires a group of murderers to kill Banquo and his son Fleance. They ambush Banquo on his way to a royal feast, but they fail to kill Fleance, who escapes into the night. Macbeth becomes furious as long as Fleance is alive. He fears that his power remains insecure. Now, in this scene, Lady Macbeth said Macbeth that this is their chance and persuades him to kill the king that very night. While Duncan is asleep, Macbeth kills him, and Lady Macbeth frames Duncan's sleeping servant for the murder by placing bloody daggers on them. Okay, Duncan's sons, that is Malcolm and Donalbain, run away to England and Ireland, fearing that whoever killed Duncan desire the demise as well. Okay, then Macbeth became a new king of Scotland as a kinsman of the dead king. After that, Macbeth reminded witches' third prophecy. That is, what their third prophecy? That is, Banquo is in the line of king's line. Okay, so that is, produce a line of kings. Macbeth wanted to kill Banquo and his young son. Now, what Macbeth is doing? In fear of what he is doing, he want to kill his friend Banquo and his son Fleance. Macbeth hires a man to kill them. Okay, the assassins succeed in killing Banquo, but Fleance escapes. Now he is succeeded in killing the Banquo, his friend, but he is not able to kill Fleance because he escaped from that place. Okay, one day Macbeth saw Banquo's ghost. That is, so he decided to visit witches. Now what happened? One day he sees that is Banquo's ghost. Is that clear? Okay. The Wyatt sisters again make these prophecies. That is, the three witches when Macbeth visits this witches, now again they predict that he should be where Macduff, no one born of women, could kill him. There is nothing to worry until the woods move. Now, these things the witches are telling that you have to be aware of Macduff, and no one born of women could kill him, and there is nothing to worry until the woods move. Then, after that, Macbeth orders to kill Macduff. Now, after hearing from witches, what he is doing? He is ordering to kill Macduff. Is it clear? Okay. Then Macduff was in England visiting Malcolm to persuade him to take back the throne. Now they couldn't find Macduff and kill whole his family. Okay. After that, Macduff was in England visiting Malcolm to persuade him to take back the throne. That is, he is convincing. Okay. He is convincing Malcolm to come again and to take charge, the king. Okay. Is it clear? Here, Malcolm agreed to return the throne, so they came to Scotland with 10,000 soldiers. When English soldiers came to Britain Wood, they decided to cut down and carry tree limbs to camouflage their numbers. Now, as witches predicted that until the wood moves, here what happened? Malcolm agreed to come back. Okay, return to his city. Okay, is it clear, ma? Is it clear? Okay, then what happens? They are coming with 10,000 soldiers, and they are cutting those woods and carrying with them. Is it clear? Now the wood is moving. Is it clear? Okay. Then Macbeth's wife became mad by thinking about her guilt. She had a strange habit of sleepwalking and tries to wash off imaginary blood from her hands. At last, she committed a suicide. That is, after this thing, after killing, after everything, now Lady Macbeth, that is Macbeth's wife, became mad, very crazy by thinking about her guilt. Is it clear? She had a strange habit, that is a strange habit of sleeping, that is walking in sleep. Okay, and tries to wash her hand, that is she sees imaginary blood in her hand. Okay, at last what happened? She committed suicide. Macbeth sank into a deep and pessimistic despair and delivered his tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. By that time, he was losing, and most of his soldiers joined to English army. When Macduff came to Macbeth, there was a battle between them. Macbeth said that no one born of women could kill him. Macduff said that he was from his mother's womb, untimely ripped, that is born by, that is Macbeth died from Macduff's hand. Malcolm became a king. At last, who kills the Macbeth? That is Macduff kills Macbeth and became a king. Is it clear, ma? Okay. Do you understood, ma, what I said? Okay, now we will see the theme on this play, that is The corrupting power of unchecked ambition. The main theme of Macbeth is that destruction wrought when ambition goes unchecked by moral constraints. Finds his most powerful expression in the play's two main characters. That is, Macbeth is courageous Scottish general who is not naturally inclined to commit evil deeds. Yet, he deeply desires power and advancement. So, what he does, he kills Duncan against his better judgment and afterwards stews in guilt and paranoia. Toward the end of the play, he descends into a kind of frantic, boastful madness. Lady Macbeth, on the other hand, pursues her goal with greater determination. Yet she is less capable of withstanding the repercussion of her immoral acts. One of Shakespeare's most forcefully drawn female character, she spurs her husband mercilessly to kill Duncan and urges him to be strong in the murder's aftermath. But she is eventually driven to distraction by the effect of Macbeth's repeated bloodshed on her conscience. In each case, ambition helped of course by the Malgin prophecies of the witches is what drives the couple to ever more terrible atrocities. The problem the play suggests is that once one decides to use violence to further one's quest for power, it is difficult to stop. Once you started to do or commit a crime or mistake, you can't stop. Okay, you will commit another one, another, like that. Okay. Is it clear, ma? The difference between kingship and tyranny. In this play, we can see Duncan is always referred to as king, while Macbeth soon becomes known as the tyrant. The difference between the two types of ruler seems to be expressed in a conversation that occurs in Act 4, Scene 3, when Macduff meets Malcolm in England. In order to test Macduff's loyalty to Scotland, Malcolm pretends that he would make an even worse king than Macbeth. He tells Macduff of his reproachable qualities, among them a thirsty for personal power and a violent temperament, both of which seem to characterize Macbeth perfectly. On the other hand, Malcolm says the king, becoming graces, justice, variety, temperance, and stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, and lowliness. The model king then offers the kingdom an embodiment of order. Duncan makes Macbeth think of Cawdor after Macbeth's victory over the invaders. Most important, the king must be loyal to Scotland above his own interest. He must be overcome by Malcolm so that Scotland can have a true king once more. That is, after King Duncan, his son. Okay. His son became the king. Okay. Here, guilt is also one major theme. Is that clear? Macbeth's guilt about murdering his king, Duncan, and ordering the murder of his friend, Banquo. Banquo is a very loyal friend to Macbeth, no? Yes or no? How one can kill his friend, his best friend? Okay, that is a one guilty thing. Is that clear? Causes him to have guilty hallucination. Lady Macbeth also hallucinates and eventually goes insane from guilt over her role in Duncan's death. The fact that both characters suffer torment as a result of their action suggests neither Macbeth nor his wife is entirely cold-blooded. Although they commit terrible crimes, they know on some level that what they have done is wrong. Okay, their inner conscience is pricking them. They have done wrong. Okay, their guilt prevents them from fully enjoying the power they craved. Lady Macbeth says, "What's done cannot be undone," in Act 5, Scene 1. But her guilt continues to torment her, while Macbeth's guilt causes him to commit further murders in an attempt to cover up his initial crimes. Lady Macbeth's guilt drives her to insanity, and finally, what she does? She commits suicide. Is it clear, ma? Okay. We'll see the character of Lady Macbeth. Lady Macbeth is a leading character in William Shakespeare's tragedy. The wife of the play's tragic hero, Macbeth, a Scottish nobleman. Lady Macbeth goads her husband into committing, that is, mistake, crime, after which she becomes Queen of Scotland. She dies of stage in the last act, an apparent suicide. Lady Macbeth is a powerful presence in the play, most notably in the first two acts. Following the murder of King Duncan, however, her role in the plot diminishes. She becomes an uninvolved spectator to Macbeth's plotting and a nervous hostess at a banquet dominated by her husband's hallucinations. Her sleepwalking scene in the fifth act is a turning point in the play, and her line, "Our damned spot," has become a phrase familiar to many speakers of the English language. The report of her death late in the fifth act provides the inspiration for Macbeth's "tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow" speech. The role has attracted countless notable actors over the centuries. Okay, many has done this thing, that is the role play. Is it clear? Okay. There is her character, that is Lady Macbeth, appeared to be a composite of two personages found in the account of King and the account of King Duncan, King Duff and King Duncan. Is it clear? Shakespeare's Lady Macbeth appears to be separate and distinct. Is it clear? Okay. Lady Macbeth makes her first appearance late in scene 5 of first act, when she learns in her letter from her husband that three witches have predicted his future as king. When King Duncan becomes her overnight guest, Lady Macbeth seizes the opportunity to effect his murder. Aware of her husband's temperament is too full of the milk of human kindness for committing a crime, she plots the details of the murder. Then, countering her husband's argument and reminding him that he first broached the matter, she then encourages, and his courage and manhood, finally winning him to her designs. Is it clear? Understood, ma? Okay. That is, Macbeth is very, in my opinion, Macbeth is true. But the Lady Macbeth, after hearing the prediction from the three witches, what she is telling is, that is, if we kill the king, that is King Duncan, they will become a, Macbeth will become a Scotland king. Yes or no? So for that to become a king, they kill the Duncan. Is it clear? And in that guilt, what it affects her mind, that is Lady Macbeth's mind, and she becomes mad, and she started that is sleepwalking, and she's imagine that is imagination, she's seeing blood in her hand, like that. At last what she does, she commits suicide. Is it clear, ma? Okay girls, by this that is the play ends. Thank you so much. If you have any doubts, please clarify, that is please ask your doubt. Surely I will clarify your doubts. Thank you, take care, bye bye, Allah Hafiz.